Welcome back, YouTube. We're going to do a little shooting video today. This is my Christmas present that Renee got me. It's a Savage Model 110 chambered in a 300 Win Mag. And I've shot about a box of rounds through this rifle. And I took a deer with it last year. But then there was another deer that I had out here, and he was broadside to me at about 75 yards, and I completely missed. So that got me a little shy on whether I had it zeroed in like it should be. I zeroed it in at 85 yards, so a 50-yard shot should have been no problem at all. Especially with this 300 Win Mag. I mean, it don't get good until it's out past 100, 150, 200 yards. But this has got a Vortex scope on it. And like I said, I've shot a box of rounds through it. So I decided today I was going to come out here, and I got my target set up out there. Doubt if you can see it, but got my target set up out there at 50 yards. So I just want to be able to put it, get it in around that bullseye at 50 yards. If I can do that on a consistent basis, then I'll feel pretty good about it, because most of the shots that I take out here aren't going to be any more than 50, 75 yards. So we're going to shoot it a few times and see what we can do to get it, make sure it's zeroed in good. And I got a box of cartridges out here. I'm going to try not to go through all these cartridges because these things are expensive. They're 150 grain Federal 300 Win Mag, and these rounds are expensive. So we're going to shoot off a few rounds and see what we can do. I've also got my 9mm out here, so I might fire off a few rounds out of it and see how that works out. And so hang with us and let's see what we can do with this. Yeah. That was 3 shots. Pretty much 3 right in the bullseye. And 1 I pulled a little bit. But it's still well within range. So it's definitely zeroed in at 50. Like I said, I had it zeroed in at 85, so 85 is good to 100. But that's just about as close as you're ever gonna get. Right there. 2 in the bullseye, 1 just outside. That outside one, I think I pulled it a little bit. But we'll fire off a few more, maybe 3 more, and see if that group stays consistent at 6 rounds. And if it does, we'll call that a win. And this Savage 110 came with it's got a clip, and it holds 3 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber, so it holds 4 rounds. And let's put a couple more out there and see what it looks like. If I can get them to group like that, you know, then we'll be in fine shape. Pulled that one a little bit. And the bag adjusted just right. That one went through the exact hole almost that the other one did on the bullseye. Come on now. Yeah. Oh, that looked good. Let's roll down here and see. That 300 Win Mag at this distance has no drop at all, so it's a straight trajectory to the target. You don't start getting drops with that round until you get out 100 yards and better. But that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of them went through the exact same hole. That bullseye went through the exact same hole because I only got 5 holes and I fired 6 rounds. So we are going to definitely call that a win. That's at 50 yards. And like I said, out here, I'm seldom going to take a shot. 50 to 75 yards is about where I'll take my shots at. So I already had it zeroed in at 85. It was just missing that one deer, which was probably my fault. I know when I shot it, I pulled. And but yeah, if it's that close at 50, then at 85 to 100, it's going to be right. And just a couple little interesting things about this rifle. This rifle started to be manufactured in 1974, 75, I forgot which one. But it's the Model 110 Savage, and it's the longest running production of any rifle in America. It's been in steady production since 1974 and 1975. So it's been in production a long time. It's a sweet shooting rifle. That 300 Win Mag cartridge, that is really a longer range cartridge. I mean, you see what it does at 50 yards, because it's just a straight shot. I mean, if you have your crosshairs on that bullseye, then you're gonna make the shot. And but it's a shoots real straight, and that cartridge doesn't really start to shine till you get out to 100 yards and further than 100 yards, and it'll start having some drop at 100 yards. I think it has around 1.5 inches at 100 yards, inch to 1.5 inches drop. So you just kind of have to, if you're going to take a shot, 100 yards or better, you got to kind of adjust your shot for that. But it doesn't really start to drop. I mean, this cartridge can, in the right hands, not my hands, but in the right hands, this can drop a deer and be lethal at 400 or 500 yards or better. I'm never going to take a shot like that. And the way I figured, I just want to kind of get it set up for what I'm going to do. I'm not a sharpshooter, so I'm not going to be out here, trying to get it to go, 500-600 yards on a kill. But so I'm setting it up for the way I'm going to be using it. But it's lethal in the right hands, out 500-600 yards or better. They're saying that this round can take something out at 1,200 yards in the right hands. So that's the shooting on the rifle. I ain't gonna really sit out here and shoot any more rounds out of it. I got it where I want it. I think I will take a few shots of the 9mm and see what's happening with the 9mm. I got this gun several years ago. I shot a lot of rounds through this gun. It's a Smith & Wesson. It's called an SD9 VE, and it's a good shooting pistol. So I might take a few rounds with this pistol, and we'll see what happens. So that about do it. I got where I wanted to on the rifle. That was the main thing. The pistol, that target was low, so it was hard to shoot and get good on the pistol with the target sitting low the way it was. But I got where I wanted to on the rifle, and that's a good thing. I feel real confident now. 50 to 75 yards, even, you know, up to 100, I'd feel comfortable taking the shot. So there we have it. If you liked the video or found it informative or entertaining, how about hit that thumbs up button for me? And if you're so inclined, how about hit that subscribe button for me? Helps out a lot. And until next time, be kind to one another. It don't cost a thing. See ya.